A special tribunal in Bangladesh has today directed the investigators probing the allegations against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to complete their work within a month's time. Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar, head of the three-member International Crimes Tribunal, set 17th December as the deadline for the investigators to finish their probe. This decision by the tribunal came after prosecutors sought more time for the investigation. Now, investigators are looking into allegations of crimes against humanity against Sheikh Hasina and her close aides after hundreds of people were killed in a mass uprising in the lead-up to Hasina's ouster on the 5th of August. The chief prosecutor of the tribunal has already sought help from Interpol through the country's police chief to arrest Hasina. And on the 17th of November, head of the interim government, Muhammad Yunus, said in an address to the nation that his administration would seek Sheikh Hasina's extradition from India, where she currently is. But even as Yunus says that his administration will be seeking Hasina's extradition from India, a report by the Rights and Risks Analysis Group titled 100 Days of Dr. Yunus, Mobocracy Imperials Bangladesh's Reforms, this particular report has deplored the Nobel Peace Laureate for virtually replicating every act of the deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Now, this includes violations of the rights of indigenous people and religious minorities and providing impunity to the murderers of 44 policemen killed during the students' protest. The report lists the following acts of violation under Yunus administration. Criminal cases against over 2 lakh people, mainly political opponents, in about 1,598 cases. Targeting of about 354 journalists, including acts of violence against at least 74 journalists, criminal cases against at least 113 journalists, and cancellation of press accreditation of at least 167 other journalists. Establishment of a complaint judiciary by removing 5 Supreme Court judges, including the Chief Justice, and 12 High Court judges because of the protests of the anti-discrimination student movement. Dissolution of the NHRC by forcing all the members to resign because of the critical monthly report in October, contrary to the interim government's claims on law and order situation. Usage of discredited International War Crimes Tribunal against political opponents by filing more than 80 complaints of crimes against humanity and genocide, and of course increased attacks on indigenous peoples in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, the CHTs, including the killing of 4 indigenous persons, injuries to 75 others, and destruction of at least 142 houses, shops and other business establishments, properties and Buddhist temples. 100 days of the Muhammad Yunus interim government certainly not looking as bright as people would have thought initially. Rights and Risks Analysis report does show how weak this government actually continues to be. Well, on the domestic front, shifting our focus to what's happening in Manipur, where a protester was killed during a clash between security forces and a mob that was vandalizing properties in Manipur's Jiribam district, according to the police. The incident took place late on Sunday night when agitators were vandalizing properties at the Babupara in Jiribam police station area to protest the killing of women and children abducted by the militants. Meanwhile, you've got Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, who spoke on the National People's Party's withdrawal of support to the Biren Singh government. Now, tensions have escalated in Manipur as offices of the Congress and the BJP were ransacked in the hill district of Jiribam. At BJP MLA's house that was vandalized in Imphal Valley, while a building owned by independent legislator of Jiribam was completely left ransacked. A curfew was imposed in Imphal West and Imphal East, Thobal, Kakching and Bishnupur in the violence-hit state of Manipur. Internet services were suspended in 7 districts as fresh protests erupted in the valley districts. Internet was suspended in Imphal West, Imphal East, Bishnupur, Thobal, Kakching, Kangpokpi and Churachandpur districts for 2 days, given the current situation in the northeastern state. Large-scale violence was reported in parts of the Imphal Valley districts as mobs stormed the residences of several MLAs and destroyed property. As per reports, security forces dispersed a mob that attempted to target Chief Minister Biren Singh's residence using tear gas shells as well. Now, you've got violence that is flaring up. Malom villagers locked Indian oil depot in the protest to this entire scenario. Take a listen to some of those reactions.
Yeah, actually we are agitating against Manipur government especially, and we are as per our resolution taken today on 17th of this November, we are closing all the government departments, including this oil depot. And from tomorrow we may close airport also. And all the government department we will be closing from tomorrow. Because due to this conflict and due to the incident happened in Jiribam and recently reimposed APASPA, and due to all these things, we are all we are taking all the resolution to perform this agitation. Okay.
Additionally, you've got the Director General of the Central Reserve Police Force, the CRPF, Anish Dayal Singh, who reached Manipur yesterday amid continued tensions in the region to take a first-hand stock of the law and order situation on the ground. Well, now, just a couple of minutes back, Congress party held a press conference on the ongoing crisis in Manipur. Manipur Congress chief Kesham Meghachandra Singh said that the state is totally in an anarchy phase and there is complete collapse of law and order. He added that people of Manipur are angry and frustrated and that they face extortions and violence, and women and children are also not safe in Manipur. Listen in to what Meghachandra had to say.
The most unprecedented turmoil, the most horrific human tragedy, the complete anarchy administrations under this double-engined government. There is no law, no order at all, no normal human activities over here in Manipur. It's really very painful for the entire people of Manipur. And abductions of innocent civilians is becoming very common, and also killing of innocent civilians, particularly women, children, small babies, infants. This is very unfortunate and very painful.
Well, now the pressure comes just a day after BJP and Congress leaders were attacked by angry protesters. The anger in the state came to a boiling point after the discovery of dead bodies of women and children who were kidnapped from Jiribam. Home Minister Amit Shah, he chaired a meeting with security officials to assess the unrest in the state. Meanwhile, Congress Member of Parliament Gaurav Gogoi was also part of the press conference, and he said that he had low expectations from Home Minister Shah's meeting to restore peace in the state.
It has been more than a year since the conflict in Manipur has broken out, and still the Prime Minister refuses to act decisively. There seems to be a stepmotherly attitude in the corridors of power in Delhi. They think that Manipur is a small state and the conflict is an ordinary conflict between two communities. They simply do not have an understanding of the gravity of the situation. Clearly, if the Union Home Minister, despite taking so many review meetings of the law and order situation, has failed, the current meeting, today's meeting, is not going to provide any conclusive results. We all cannot fathom why the Prime Minister refuses to take stock of the situation in Manipur and prefers to stay abroad. With this attitude, Manipur will not return to peace. And for us, that is the most important. We want peace and harmony and life to be preserved in the state of Manipur.
Meanwhile, the National Investigation Agency has now taken over 3 cases related to the violence in Manipur, which resulted in fatalities and widespread public unrest. Take a look at this. This follows a directive from the Ministry of Home Affairs, which transferred the cases from the Manipur police to the NIA for a more in-depth investigation. The MHA earlier warned of strict action against the armed miscreants from both communities involved in the violence. The National Investigation Agency will now probe these critical cases to uncover the truth behind the unrest. 3 special cases that have now been transferred to the NIA. All of them were registered in the Jiribam area. Take a look at this. Registered at Jiribam police station on the 8th of November. This is case number 1. The case, it is related to the murder of a tribal woman in the Jiribam area. Case number 2 was registered at the Boro Bekra police station on the 11th of this very month. It is linked to an attack on the CRPF post, a company of 20th Battalion in Jiribam by the armed militants. And of course, 10 militants in that particular gun battle were killed by the CRPF. Case number 3 was registered again at Boro Bekra police station on the 11th of November. This particular case is linked to the burning of houses and killing of civilians in the Boro Bekra area. Meanwhile, the National People's Party, an ally of the NDA in Manipur, withdrew its support to Biren Singh-led Manipur government. The national president of the NPP, Conrad Sangma, has informed the president of BJP, JP Nadda, of the decision taken by the NPP. Now, the NPP has 7 MLAs in the present 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly and supports the BJP-led government in Manipur. BJP, meanwhile, has 37 MLAs. Presently, Biren Singh-led government is supported by the NPF, the JDU and the independent MLAs after NPP withdrew its support. The letter written by Conrad Sangma said that the NPP is concerned over the prevailing law and order situation in Manipur, and in the last few days, the situation has further deteriorated where many more innocent lives have been lost. The latter further stated that the party felt that the Manipur government under the leadership of Biren Singh had completely failed to resolve the crisis and restore normalcy, and that NPP has decided to withdraw its support to the state government with immediate effect.
The situation in Manipur has been very disturbing, and we were very hopeful that with different steps we would be able to see the overall situation improve. But sadly, the situation has further deteriorated, and the National People's Party, the leaders, the MLAs all have strongly felt that we have lost the confidence in the current government that is there, led by Shri Biren Singh, and hence the National People's Party has decided to withdraw its support to the Biren-led government, keeping in mind the overall suffering and the situation that is there that the people of Manipur are facing. This is not anything to do with any personal agenda or any personal individual's issue, but it is about the people of Manipur, and we are concerned, and we are hopeful that steps will be taken in the future to bring the situation under normalcy.
Meanwhile, amid the flare-up of the fresh tensions in Jiribam, the combined security forces, including the army, conducted a flag march in Imphal on Sunday night. And there are widespread protests since Saturday following the recovery of the 6 bodies, including children, in the violence-hit Jiribam district. A police official earlier said that security forces, including the Indian Army, conducted a flag march in the capital city Imphal and its outskirts, which was led by top officials. Visuals of that flag march on your screens. Meanwhile, just 2 days after the bodies of a woman and 2 children were found, 2 more bodies were found floating in the river. Body of a woman and a girl child were found in the Barak River in Assam's Secha district, which lies below where 3 other bodies had been discovered earlier. Officials are trying to confirm the identities of the dead. 1 body was recovered from Chirighat and another from the Singarbad in Assam's Silchar district, which borders Jiribam district in Manipur. Tensions flared up again in Jiribam after a photo of the bodies was widely circulated. Arson attempts were also reported in the Kalinagar area of Jiribam. Meanwhile, in an ultimatum, the Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity has demanded military action against the miscreants responsible for the deaths within the next 24 hours. The group also called for the repeal of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which was reimposed in several districts earlier this month. Well, meanwhile, the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, Manipur, has condemned the ongoing violence in the state. In a statement, RSS Manipur urged central and state government to sincerely resolve the ongoing conflict in Manipur. Take a look at this. In a statement, the RSS Manipur wing said, and I quote, "It is unfortunate that 19-month-old violence in Manipur starting from May 3rd, 2023 has remained unresolved. Due to the ongoing violence, innocent people have immensely suffered. Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, Manipur strongly condemns inhuman, brutal and merciless acts of killing women and children. The act is cowardly and is against the principles of humanity and coexistence. The central and state government should sincerely resolve the ongoing conflict at the earliest." Well, the stage is set for the high-stakes battle in Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Campaigning will end in the two states today, and political heavyweights are crisscrossing the two states in a last-ditch effort to woo the voters. All 288 seats are at stake in Maharashtra, while 38 constituencies will go to polls in the second phase of voting in Jharkhand. Votes polled in both states will be counted on the 23rd of November. Besides the two states, campaigning is also ending in the 14 assembly constituencies of Palakkad in Kerala, Dera Baba Nanak, Chhavdwal, Gidarba and Barnala in Punjab, and Khair, Mirapur, Kundarki, Ghaziabad, Kadhal, Shishmau, Phulpur, Katehari and Majawan in the state of Uttar Pradesh, where elections will be held on the 20th of November. Batenge to Katenge was BJP's key slogan during these elections. The Congress is countering it by mocking the Ek Hai to Safe Hai slogan. Take a look at what Rahul Gandhi said in Mumbai just a short while ago. He said, "Ek hai to safe hai" is a clear indication that the safe is the tijori, the locker, of course pointing towards BJP's relations with Gautam Adani. Now, ahead of the Maharashtra Assembly polls, war of words has erupted between BJP and the Congress. Earlier in the day, leader of opposition Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi had a press conference to jibe at Prime Minister Modi's "Ek hai to safe hai" slogan, accusing him of prioritizing the interests of businessman Gautam Adani over the people of Maharashtra. The Congress leader put on a show by pulling two posters out of a safe, one featuring PM Modi alongside Adani, while the second displayed a map of Adani Group's controversial Dharavi redevelopment plan. And in response to Rahul Gandhi's jibe at "Ek hai to safe hai" slogan, BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya took to X to hit out at Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. Malviya alleged that Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy had publicly acknowledged accepting money from the Adani Group. Amit Malviya tweeted, and I quote, "On the 10th of November 2024, Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy publicly acknowledged accepting money from the Adani Group. Today, Rahul Gandhi was ranting against the same corporate group. Besides, there is a long list of investments and MOUs signed by the Congress-ruled states with the Adani Group." Well, take a look at this as well, ladies and gentlemen. The Supreme Court has now come down heavily on the Delhi government over the alarming rise in pollution levels in the national capital. The Apex Court has ordered that GRAP-4, the Graded Response Reduction Action Plan, Stage 4 and its restrictions will stay in place until further notice. Hearing a plea on the enforcing anti-pollution measures, a bench of Justices Abhay S. Oka and Augustine George Masi criticized the Delhi government and the Central Commission for Air Quality Management, the CAQM, for delaying Stage 4 of the Graded Response Action Plan. The court questioned, how can you risk public health by delaying Stage 4 when AQI crosses the 300 mark?